Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Enchanting crystal clear waters protected by a coral reef with hundreds of kilometers of white sandy beaches. Watamu, Kenya is known for its rich Swahili culture and its history. Now it's becoming known as an incredible water sports haven. I'm Zain Verjee, paddle boarding for Inside Africa. Come and discover this incredible gem with me. Joining me now is Ben. Wow, this is great.
Yeah, really good this morning.
Tell me why it's become such a water sport mecca.
Well, it's got something for everything. You know, most locations you'll have water sports to be good for conditions that are good for one particular water sport, whereas here, through the day, the conditions change continuously, which make it best good for sort of all water sports that are on offer.
Tell us a little more about the wind.
Okay, so in the afternoons we have these two trade winds that blow sort of throughout the year. We have a northeasterly and a southeasterly, called Kuzi and Kazi, and they blow pretty much all year round. So making it ideal for sort of all the wind-based sports, like the windsurfing and the kite surfing.
Are there particular times of day that it's better or worse, like morning or afternoon, or is it just all day long?
Yeah, so with the paddleboarding, like this morning, it's perfect for us now because it's flat and the wind isn't here. Whereas in the afternoons, where it's best for the windsurfing and the kite surfing, we can enjoy that in the afternoon as the wind picks up.
And how much does a person need to really understand the wind and the environment before just getting involved in the sport?
It's important for all water sports. You know, from a safety perspective with paddleboarding, you know, the last thing you want to do is then get blown out to sea because you don't understand what the wind does. And then also, as an enthusiast, you want to know if it's going to be windy, if you're going to have some fun. Paddleboarding in particular is such a great sport because it's, you know, you can give yourself a good workout, but you can also use it for a great way to look at all the fish. I mean, we can see around us here all the fish just under the water. It's an ideal way because you've got a sort of a much higher perspective of what you're looking at as opposed to being in a kayak or something where you're sitting a little bit lower. But then, as I said, it can also be sort of a great way to do a physical workout. You can really push yourself and
yeah, I'm getting that just by taking in this picture perfect view
Absolutely.
in Watamu, and I'm getting a
little
ripped as well.
Yeah, good. One of the things we've been doing recently is going out and looking at dolphins, because you can get such a great view, but you can approach them quietly, so you're not disturbing sort of their natural daily routine.
Because when you're on a boat, you're on an engine.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, exactly. So when you're on a boat, you're on an engine, and then you know you end up having to chase them to keep up with them and all that sort of thing. So because they get intimidated by the noises. So whereas with the paddleboard, you can actually get sort of close and personal with the dolphins without having to worry about disturbing them.
Tell us a little about the dolphins in the area.
So we've got 17 different type of species of whale and dolphin, actually, and sort of more commonly cited is the Indo-Pacific sort of bottlenose dolphin. It's sort of regarded as an inshore dolphin. Most mornings we can see them just on the other side of the reef here, so if we head over now, we have a good chance of having a look.
All right. That's really cool. Dolphins, I mean, they're used to us now.
Yeah, I mean, the paddleboarding is such a great way to look at them or to go and view them because it's quiet. You know, I don't want to say creep up on them, but you can sort of get in and amongst them without them being sort of intimidated by the sound of an engine or by, you know, large groups of people sort of talking and shouting.
What, do you think Watamu, which is already becoming a global destination for water sport, but do you think it could be sort of for international competition?
For sure. I mean, it's actually something that we're working on at the moment. We are in talks with the guys that run sort of the kite surfing World Cup as such, to bring it to a destination like this. What we really need to do is get Watamu on the scene in terms of kite surfing or all the other water sports that we do. We need the world to know that this is the place to come and do it. There are other places worldwide that are good as well, but it's really what we're trying to do is sort of put ourselves up there with those other destinations that people already know about.
How dangerous is kite surfing?
Very common misconception, actually. A lot of people will sort of come to you and it's quite a common question saying, you know, am I going to hurt myself doing this? But actually it's a very, very safe sport in the sense that the equipment's now sort of as safe as they could get, really. They spent, you know, considerable 15 years, I guess, sort of developing equipment to make sure that it wasn't dangerous.
How physically strong do you need to be a good kite surfer?
You actually find that people who aren't physically strong learn quicker because they don't muscle it. It's very much a technique-oriented sport. So if you try and muscle it, it actually starts to go wrong. So those people that sort of take their time and do it slowly tend to find that they progress a lot quicker.
So will you give me a lesson?
Yeah, well the wind's picking up. We'll find out how hard these paddleboards. So we should probably head back to the beach and give it a go.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Thinking of banking in Africa? Think Zenith. Zenith Bank PLC is one of the biggest banks in Africa, with about 1 million shareholders and over 300 business offices in Nigeria and subsidiaries in other African countries and the United Kingdom. Committed to the best possible customer experience. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Still haven't found the secret to radiant, beautiful skin? Clear Essence Medicated Soap, Fade Cream, and Skin Beautifying Milk with added SPF 15 protection. The only skincare products developed for people of color worldwide. Their secret? Scientifically formulated products that treat skin discoloration, blemishes, and dark spots, making them smooth and clear. So come to the world of Clear Essence and see the real you shine through. Beautiful.
This month on Living Golf, the road to Augusta, from California and Ben Crenshaw,
amazing win,
to driving with 2012 champion Bubba Watson, and then on to Augusta and the man who runs the Masters.
What you describe as the excitement and the fascination with the Masters is something we work hard to perpetuate.
Living Golf, Thursday only on CNN, in association with Rolex.
Welcome back to Inside Africa. We're here with Tribe Watersports at Medina Palms with Zain Verjee starting her kitesurfing lesson. Woo! Cool. So Zain, we're going to go through the first steps of a kitesurfing course with you this afternoon. So the real introduction to the sport, which is the kite side of it. 90% of the sport is the kite to start off with. You've really got to get a grip of this before you can get a grip of those guys that are cruising around on the board.
And it's really mostly about technique than strength.
All technique, yeah. There's no strength involved. I mean, just to show you quickly, I can hold this kite with my little finger here at the moment because the kite's in the right place in the sky for me to be able to do that. So there's no strength in there at all. You know, a 5-year-old child could hold that there quite happily because there's no power in it.
And what would demonstrate that I'm in control of the kite? I mean, just having it right above my head or being able to maneuver it in certain ways?
A mixture of both. If you're on the beach and you're not physically kite surfing as such, then to show that you have good control, the kite would be steady and you'd be relaxed and you're walking around doing what you want to do. And then when you're on the water, when you're riding, it's giving the kite power and using that power to pull yourself along.
So how do you hold it?
Okay, so let's have a look here. So first of all, you'll notice on the bar we've got two sides to it. We've got a red on the left-hand side and a green on the right. Red is always on the left. That's the first key point. Doesn't matter if the lines are twisted.
Why?
It just indicates that that's the left-hand side to you. It does come from sailing and flying sort of around the world, but it's just a good indication. If once you do start doing these backflips, you're going to know.
I know. I need to know. I'll need to know those.
Exactly which side of the bar you're going to have to grab. So we need some sort of indication. But red is always on the left. With this instance, we've got green on the right. My hands are nice and wide on the bar, so I'm spreading them right to the ends of the bar like so. That gives me more control of the kite when I'm steering it back and forth. And then to steer the kite, this actually relates quite simply to a bicycle. If you want to go right, you pull the bar right, and the kite goes right. If I want to go left, I pull the bar left, and the kite goes to the left-hand side. It's all in your elbows is the key. Using your elbows and relaxed, slow movements. You know, you're a beginner. It's the first time you're doing it. You want to take your time. The slower you behave and you use the kite, the quicker you're going to learn to kite surf.
Fantastic. Can I try?
It's got to be relaxed. That's it.
Okay.
Shaky arms. Good stuff. Very good. I like it. Gentle left. Just really slowly. That's it. Slowly to the right.
Okay.
That's it. Just I want you to go left. Slowly. Now right. She's a natural. This is amazing. Left. Now right. That's it. There.
Whoa.
Perfect. Gentle. Nice and slowly. So you can see, you know,
powerful.
even a quick change of input into the kite.
A tiny
amount. Yeah. Right. That's it. Left, left, left. Very good. Fantastic.
So right.
That's it. Very good.
How should I position my feet?
That's perfect. Nice and wide. Knees slightly bent and lean back into the power. You want to be
lean back to the power.
Lean back into the power. You be in control of the kite rather than letting the kite control you.
This feels easy. This position.
This is really good. It's absolutely spot on. It's really good. Gentle to the right and gentle to the left. Zain, you're a natural.
I know I make it look easy, but it was actually quite hard. Because my natural reaction is to pull, and the movements I was making were just very, very minute.
Eyes on the kite, always looking at the kite. That's it, nice and gentle. Perfect.
It's like a relationship between me and the kite.
We're going to start doing some exercises relating to your kite flying skills that are going to relate to us as kite surfers in the water.
Okay.
So we're going to split this window in half, like so. Put an imaginary line down the middle. And we're going to dive the kite back and forth in a figure of 8 motion from 1 o'clock to 11 o'clock. So to the left and back to the right. Just diving this kite back and forth, left and right, like so. And this creates power that's going to pull you in this direction, straight downwind. Okay? Now, as a kite surfer, you actually don't really go downwind very much, but it's a very good introduction into the power of the kite.
Okay.
So that's the first exercise.
And what's the point of the figure 8?
The figure 8 generates the power. Now left. Now right. Now left. Perfect. Okay, let's get it steady at 12.
This is what we were doing before.
Yeah, and now
it
back
seems
again.
easier to me. So far, what I've been able to determine for myself, that it's the really delicate motions that matter, and any tiny maneuver sets the kite off in a significant way. And also, just to be really calm, because once I eventually just gave up and my movements were more fluid, the kite flew the way that it should. The minute I started thinking too much and just being a little more aggressive with my movements, it crashed. Stage 2.
So we've got a bridle on the right and a bridle on the left. The wingtip of the kite is where the back, which we call the trailing edge, meets the leading edge, where you've got that little black triangle in the corner there.
So the trailing edge meets the leading edge, the black triangle.
Yeah, so those are the wingtips. And on this one here, you can see there's another attachment point.
Yeah.
There's actually another one just underneath here, which we can't see. It's out of our view.
Okay.
So this kite has 4 attachment points. You have 2 lines to control the power and 2 lines to control the steering.
Okay.
Okay? So we're
going to attach 4 lines to this kite.
Attach 4 lines to this kite. We're going to walk down here. And we're just going to pop our lines underneath the kite there like so, just so they don't blow down the beach behind us. And we're going to feed the lines off the kite. You're going to do that off the bar. You're going to do that for me. Just feed them off with your hands.
So just in other words, just this.
Just walking. We're going to walk this way away from the kite. At first, this is going to go on top of your head. Nice snug fit. That's perfect. Doesn't really too tight, so it gives you a headache, but that looks perfect.
That's good.
Awesome. That goes underneath there. Ready for more.
Okay, I'm ready. What struck me as we were laying the kite is that you have to pay attention to detail, because in the stage of laying the kite out and attaching the lines to it, it's critical, because it's the success and the failure of what you're like on the water depends on it. That was quite the workout then.
Yeah, you did really well. It was perfect. For your first go, as things go, it was perfect. It was really, really good. Your kite control is really, really good, first point. And being the fact that the sport is 90% kite, it's a cracking start. Really, really good.
What can I do better?
What can you do better? Keep going. Your steering ability is there, and just like every human being that has a go at kite surfing, occasionally you're sort of muscling it a little bit. And one of your first queries today is, am I going to be strong enough? Well, the answer is absolutely yes. Actually, at some point today, you were using too much of your strength that was hindering your performance. Where you really progressed was when you actually started to realise that this is all about being gentle and slow and taking my time. And as the more time I take, the quicker things start coming together.
Fantastic. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, you did so well, honestly. I'm not just saying it. It was fantastic.
Yes,
I promise you. It was really good.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. It was fun. So I'll be
Thanks.
back.
Good.
You might regret this.
No, not at all. Not at all. It was fantastic.
Next on Inside Africa, we're going to push forward by taking a look at the coast's past.
switch to Nokia Lumia 1520 for smarter business.
Still haven't found the secret to radiant, beautiful skin? Clear Essence Medicated Soap, Bathe Cream, and Skin Beautifying Milk with added SPF 15 protection. The only skincare products developed for people of color worldwide. Their secret? Scientifically formulated products that treat skin discoloration, blemishes, and dark spots, making them smooth and clear. So come to the world of Clear Essence and see the real you shine through. Beautiful.
This month on Inside the Middle East. See why 1 billion birds are flocking to the Holy Land. Join Nick Robertson.
Whoa!
As he discovers a unique paradise for birdwatchers. Plus, the art of war. Meet the Syrian painters building beauty out of destruction. Inside the Middle East, Wednesday on CNN, in association with Qatar Foundation.
Welcome back to Inside Africa. I'm Zain, Verjee. All along this coastline there's been a huge amount of historic influence, from ancient Swahili culture to the Omani Empire to the Portuguese and Vasco da Gama. In fact, we went to visit one location with Vasco da Gama's fingerprints all over it. It's one of the most important historical sites in Watamu. We drove about 10 minutes inland to this spectacular ruin. It's called Gedi. Gedi was a 12th century Swahili town, and it was a very robust commercial center. It had trading links with India, Asia, and Persia, but it collapsed, and it's a real mystery why. I'm with Ali, the curator here. Why is this tomb significant?
Well, the Gedi actually, the history of Gedi is derived from this tomb here, and if you give a thorough look here, you realize that there are these Arabic inscriptions.
Just etched in.
Yes, and somewhere at the corner here, the archaeologist managed to find the year 802, which is spelled up very clearly on this small signboard here. So 802 AH means Al-Hijriya. That is the migration of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Mecca to Medina. 1399 AD, that is Anno Domino, Christian year. So these are two different years, but we are running concurrently at that time. The importance of this tomb is that it provides a fixed point in time in which other buildings can be corrected.
Well, let's compare that to one of those buildings, and let's go to the palace.
Let's proceed, please. In fact, the cultural remains and the growth of these trees between the houses has given this site a mixed characteristics. That is where the palace is. That is our great palace of Gedi. And it covers an area of about a quarter of an acre. And it is divided into 4 sections. The first one is the reception court, where the Sultan used to be received there by his people and then taken to the second court, which is the audience court. And the third one is the women's court.
Who lived in this palace?
Probably the Sultan used to live in this palace. But the name of that Sultan up to now is not known.
What I find interesting, well, is that first of all, the palace has to be the place that has the running water, so there's a huge well.
Yeah, there is a big well, in fact, near the palace, yeah.
And I'm interested in this because they were pretty skilled in what we call air conditioning, right, at the time. How did this work?
Normally, how these people used to do is that they used to fill the holes halfway with water, and then they would put a bamboo stick, which is hollow inside. On top of that bamboo stick, they would put a lid. With the help of the bellows, they would apply the pressure. So when they realized that the pressure inside had got mixed with the water very, very effectively, they would remove the lid and air would get spread all over the rooms. So they would utilize that air to cool their rooms.
That's probably smarter than we were with some of the techniques.
Back in England, the Romans at that time were using underground heating systems to heat their rooms because there is cold. But here they were using the opposite, that is underground cooling system because it's hot.
How many people lived in Gedi?
Approximately 3,000 people were living in this town. And again, the town of Gedi covers 45 acres.
What are some of the other reasons that this Swahili town collapsed?
The other reason could have been attack by the Oromo people. When the Oromos landed in this town, they came to realize that whatever was important to them here was available. So instead of living together harmoniously with these people here, they decided to attack them. When they attacked these people here, they won the war, and again, they changed the name of the whole town from the original one to theirs. Initially, the name of this town here was Kilimani, but when they attacked these people, they changed it to Gedi. So Gedi is an Oromo word. To them, it means precious.
And this is the reception room.
Court.
What are some of the other rooms here?
We have we have the audience court or men's court, and it was here where the Sultan of Gedi used to discuss all his meetings here. The Sultan could have sat on this bench here so that he could face everybody there. His advisors who would keep on advising him could have sat on the other bench in the sunken court. Those people would not sit on the bare floor like that, but they would spread mats for them to sit. And it was here where they used to discuss town affairs.
Let's talk about the mosque and why it was so important.
Well, those people, in fact, these wells near the mosque were used for washing. Before Muslims perform their prayers, they have to wash themselves in a ritual manner. So for them to get that water, they would draw that water, pour that water, and the water would flow to the tank. It was there where they used to perform their ablution. After that, they would get in the Great Mosque. This is a 15th century mosque, and it was here where they used to perform all their prayers. We have a pulpit of 3 steps here, where the Imam used to stand on Fridays and then give sermon to the audience. After the sermon, the Imam would again walk to this part here. This is the direction of Mecca, and then the Imam would lead prayers. And they would all do exactly what the Imam here would be doing as far as actions are concerned. But in the point of recitation, the Imam would recite verses in a high tone, and with the help of the echo, the message would be conveyed and received quite simultaneously.
That's a fantastic acoustic accomplishment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can hear the echo coming out of here. So it was like a microphone.
It was like a microphone.
So I have a microphone now.
And I believe at that time the roof was on top, so the sound would be moving within the blocks without any problem.
Fantastic. Right. What's incredible about this, Ali, is that we're talking about the 12th century here. 12th century. And these structures are still standing.
Yeah.
What does that say about their ability to build structures like this?
In fact, these people were great engineers because, again, they were using coral stones. The structures that you are seeing here were of coral stones. And to get their cement, they would accumulate coral stones, burn them, and then smash them. The product would be that powder. So they would take that powder, mix it with the red earth to make lime mortar in order to join these coral stones together.
What do you think is the most fascinating part about Gedi?
Well, just the great palace, the mosque, those tombs, in fact, they are really fascinating. We are in the innermost part of the town where the rich people used to live. Between inner wall and outer wall, middle class people used to live there, and the peasants here, the poor people, are living outside.
What has been the most interesting archaeological evidence in Gedi that you've seen?
The recent work that was done by Stefan Pradin. In fact, he came here in the year 2002. He excavated outside the town wall, and he discovered one of the oldest mosques so far here at Gedi.
Modern Watamu is an exciting place for water sports enthusiasts, as you've seen, but it also offers some ancient Swahili culture, like being in this dhow with some wonderful mangroves. We've also listened to the sounds of baboons here, and you're seeing a spectacular sunset. For more, go to www.cnn.com/InsideAfrica. You can also tweet me at Zain Verjee CNN. From all of us here, thank you so much for joining us. Kwaheri, tutaonana.
Inside Africa, in association with Zenith Bank. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Thinking of banking in Africa? Think Zenith. Zenith Bank PLC is one of the biggest banks in Africa, with about 1 million shareholders and over 300 business offices in Nigeria and subsidiaries in other African countries and the United Kingdom. Committed to the best possible customer experience. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Still haven't found the secret to radiant, beautiful skin? Clear Essence Medicated Soap, Fade Cream, and Skin Beautifying Milk with added SPF 15 protection. The only skincare products developed for people of color worldwide. Their secret? Scientifically formulated products that treat skin discoloration, blemishes, and dark spots, making them smooth and clear. So come to the world of Clear Essence and see the real you shine through. Beautiful.
In the business of bringing joy, Kirloskar goes much beyond enriching lives.
Sage ERP X3. New generation solutions. Tailor-made and easy to use. Sage ERP X3 ensures you are always alert, always competitive, and provides a better all-round performance and a better bottom line. With anywhere, anytime access to all the data you need in the cloud or on-premise. Sage ERP X3 gives your business the freedom to succeed.
Give me some movies tonight.